What's up, guys? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, double salute. Now, today's video, we're going to actually talk about how to establish business credit with bad credit. And I just want to show you guys, it's not always necessary about buying a whole lot of net 30s. Granted, I'm going to talk about net 30s, but in terms of you still can establish business credit with bad credit, okay? And this is one of the things I've been expressing for almost 10 years, trying to let people know it is possible. So that being said, let's just dive right into it. Now, you may be trying to establish business credit because you're trying to get into real estate investing. You may be trying to get into cryptocurrency, or you may be trying to just buy a few cars to put on like ride sharing programs like Toro. But none of that is relevant unless you know how to actually establish the business. So hold on. Now, here's the thing about it. This is the very first thing and the most important thing that you really have to understand when trying to establish business credit, okay? And for those of you that are like freelancers, you may be driving for Uber, DoorDash, or whatever, side hustle you may have or whatever. This is so important, especially because if you're working under your social, you can really end up losing a lot of money. So that's the reason that you want to try to establish business credit. But this here is the first step. And if you don't know how to set your company up, click the link in the description. Check out a scheduled consultation with Houston at Three-Way Funding or HoustonMcMiller.net. Now, let's understand this. I'm showing you these banks, right? And there's a specific reason that you're looking at this. Here's the situation. If you want to establish a relationship to where you're actually getting business funding, because there's a difference between business funding and business credit, okay? Business credit is mostly focused on net term type of activity, net 30s, net 15s, net 20s, right? And most of the time it's about supplies, maybe office supplies, restaurant supplies, and things of that nature. Where with business funding, this is where you want to get the Visas, American Express, the business lines of credit, and business loans. So that's one of the biggest things you have to understand why you need to do business with certain financial institutions. Now, the first one is American Express. American Express reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, okay? Then Dun & Bradstreet gets its information from Small Business Financial Exchange. American Express does not report to Dun & Bradstreet. All right. Now, how do you build a relationship with American Express? I have a video on it. If you want to see the video, put a comment. Hey, can I see the American Express video? All right. Now you have Chase Bank. Chase reports to Experian, Small Business Financial Exchange, Dun & Bradstreet, and Equifax, right? Okay. I continue to tell you guys, it's all about the relationship. That's one of the most important things that I can stress. The reason is, in my experience of building business credit, and I was one of those guys, they call this term, it's called red flagging. So where Dun & Bradstreet will red flag your file until you pay them in order to report trade lines. So at that point, I was stuck. But nonetheless, because I had already established the business, I was still able to get funding from other banks and everything because they did not focus on Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is helpful, okay? However, for certain situations, but the most important credit bureau besides Equifax and Experian is Small Business Financial Exchange. And I'm going to tell you how important small business financial exchange is. All right. If you ever tried to get a SBA loan, right? If you tried to get a SBA loan, or if you during the pandemic people tried to get the EIDL loan, right? And they were denied. Well, two of the things that they're going to check is your Experian file, and they're going to check your small business financial exchange file. That's what SBA checks. So if those are two of the main factors that will disqualify you for a SBA loan. All right, so you have to understand why this company is so important. All right, this credit bureau is so important. Now, like I said, building a relationship. How do you build a relationship with the banks? You open up a personal account, savings account, business account. Okay? Now, that's how you actually build a relationship. Sometimes it's not necessary to even have a savings account, okay? But you also have to understand there's internal scoring going on as well. So the more relationships you have or more accounts you have with a financial institution, the higher the chance you're going to be approved not only for a business credit card, business lines of credit, but larger lines of credit as well. So that's the first step, understanding it. So now you have Capital One. Capital One reports to Dun and Bradstreet Experian Small Business Financial Exchange. You have Citibank. Citibank is Experian Small Business Financial Exchange, Dun and Bradstreet Equifax. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Small Business Financial Exchange. Okay, then you have U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Dun and Bradstreet. Then you have PNC SunTrust, Small Business Financial Exchange. Now, I'm going to come back to PNC because of something that happened to them that you need to know about, that you maybe can take advantage of as a PNC member, okay? Now, here's some of the things that I always tell people. I'm not a big fan of net 30s. However, if I'm just trying to get on the radar in terms of helping me qualify for lending from financial institutions, then I'm going to get a few net 30s, but they're the right net 30s that's going to give me the leverage I need. So you have Schertzy. Schertzy reports to Equifax. Credit Safe, Small Business Financial Exchange, and Sonia, and National Association of Credit Management. But you have to be in business at least 90 days for that account. Okay. Now, here's another thing you need to know about what's happening with net 30s. All right. These companies where they used to do the one and done, like you would go get a Granger Seaton Uline trade line, right? And you would only buy from them once. Well, now you don't do that anymore. You have to buy from them multiple times in order to get them to report. Some of these new companies that report to the business credit bureaus, they charging you an annual membership fee, plus you have to buy from them 2 or 3 times. So those are the things you have to understand. So if you're worried about, well, how come my business credit file isn't established? Again, for us dealing with net 30s, that may be the reason. Now, I told you guys over and over and over, the fastest way to actually build up your business credit file, especially for funding, is choosing one of those financial institutions and making sure you're making weekly deposits. Again, if you have any questions about your business credit, about establishing business credit, about business credit funding, click the link in the description so that you can get a consultation. Now, moving on from there, you have Summa Office Supplies. They report to Experian and Equifax, right? So by them reporting to Experian and Equifax, again, because your major credit cards and stuff are coming from these. Now, there's something else I'm going to add to that in a minute. Here's the thing about it. With Summa Office Supplies, they will give you a letter, a trade reference letter to send to other credit bureaus. All right. So that's cool with them. Now, Quill reports to Experian and Dun and Bradstreet. The reason that I would choose Quill over Seton, Granger, and Uline because they have a component that can allow me to leverage to raise capital without even if I have bad credit. So if I need to bootstrap my business for a short amount of time and I just need maybe about 500 or 1,000, well, Quill has a component in it that will allow you to do that once you have their account. Okay. Now you have Wise Business Plan. With Wise Business Plans, you have Equifax, Experian, Dun and Bradstreet. All right. And you don't have to get a business plan. They have other business credit products that you can take a look at. Now you have NAV. NAV have two products that report to Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet. I'll put a link below so you can check those products out. But one of the reasons that I would tell you to get NAV, the reason is because they give you access to your business credit file. So again, in order to report, you have to have the business uh, loan builder or the business boost. All right, in order for them to report to Dun and Bradstreet. Okay. Now, again, I wanted to just reflect back to what I was saying about the deposits, bank deposits and stuff in terms of helping you build business credit. Most financial institutions, all right, your banks, all right, most of your banks, with the exception of Wells Fargo, when you're trying to get a new business credit card and stuff, they're going to pull your FICO 8 credit score, all right? Now, with Wells Fargo, they use FICO 9. FICO 9 has more flexibility because you're able to add like rent payments, utility bills, subscriptions, and things of that nature to help boost up your credit score, right? So that's the reason that you may want to focus on, if you're going after business credit cards and you have a low credit score, to find financial institutions that actually pull from FICO 9 and not FICO 8. But like with Chase, Citibank, US Bank, Bank of America, American Express, they're going to pull your FICO 8 for new cards. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And if I'm doing a good job with explaining this, could somebody put a comment below? Let me know I'm doing a good job. And please, I encourage you to share this information. Now, here's something that's a game changer that a lot of you all don't understand. Why companies like Dun and Bradstreet are starting not to become as relevant, because there's companies out there, fintech companies, that will report your activity. But here's the catch: you do not have to have a DUNS number in order for them to report that activity. Okay, so Divi for once, and I'm just sharing with you some of these cards, some of these cards that I'm gonna be sharing with you. There are fintech companies and stuff like that. So they are focused more on other types of data points. They're not really focused on your credit score. They're more or less focused on the activity of the business. This is so important because a lot of people do not understand, where they're trying to get like 5, 10, 15 net 30s and stuff, and I continue to tell you it's not necessary. They're trying to build their business on a tier system. Okay, and because a tier system takes so long, because you got your first tiers, your second tiers, your third tiers, and your fourth tiers. So you have 4 levels of tiers. But if you follow my strategy, you'll be able to get funding way sooner than actually using those tiers, because you're actually building a direct relationship with that financial institution. So I hope that makes sense. Now, talking back about some of these here cards that are fintech cards and stuff like that, that's making it easier for you to get access to funding without all the red tape. All right, so you have Divi here, and I just made a full video about Divi. You can check it out on the channel, or put a comment, say, hey, can I see the Divi video, right? And it reports to Small Business Financial Exchange and Dun and Bradstreet. They pull from Experian FICO 9. All right, now Here's the thing about Divi. Divi offers a line of credit if you qualify. Okay? If your business qualifies for the line of credit. However, if your business does not qualify for their business line of credit, what they will do, they have a credit builder program where basically you put money into an account and then use that money, and they still report the activity to Dun and Bradstreet and Small Business Financial Exchange. That's all you want is to trade, correct? So then the money you put into that account, you're paying like your car payment that's maybe under the business. You may be paying um, rent that's in the business name, utilities, and things of that nature. So that's the reason, like with fintech companies, you're going to see more and more of a change of how easy it is to be able to get qualified for business funding. Okay, it'll be so much easier. Now, again, it's a MasterCard. They don't charge any annual fees, and they have a rewards program. That's with the Divi card. Now, you have the Capital One Spark Classic. Okay, this is the easiest card to get. Okay, especially with building your credit, because the average FICO score is about a 580 FICO score. Now, you don't have any annual fees, but like I said, it pulls your FICO 8, so you can lock up one of your files, and they can just pull two. Because normally, um, Capital One usually pulls all three credit bureaus, right? Now they report that activity, and when they report that activity, they're going to report it to Dun and Bradstreet Experian Small Business Financial Exchange. Okay. Now remember, I said you're building business credit with bad credit. So I'm just proving to you that if you have a business, an active business that's generating revenue and stuff like that, and you have bad credit, you still can get established business credit where you can get more funding. Okay. Now I'm really going to dive into this. So again, please be patient with me, because this is information I know that is going to help you not only build your business credit, but help you establish yourself so you can get access to more funding. Now, you have the Wells Fargo secured business card. Again, you can start with a new business, a startup business. Like I said, they pull Experian FICO 9. You don't have to have a DUNS number, just your tax ID number, okay, for this secure card. And of course, Wells Fargo Business Activity reports to Small Business Financial Exchange, okay. Now, here's what I was talking about in reference to PNC Bank. See, the BBVA secured business card, PNC, they don't have a secured card. However, BBVA does, and PNC just took over BBVA, right? So your business activity should be reporting under the Small Business Financial Exchange because of that. But I would double check to make sure, since they are reporting, since PNC is reporting business activity to the Small Business Financial Exchange, ask them, will they be reporting this secured business credit card from BBVA as well? Okay, because if that's a would be a game changer for a lot more people trying to build up their business credit. Now understand that BBVA, they're kind of more of a regional type of bank or whatever, so they're not all over the United States like a Wells Fargo. Okay, just like PNC is a regional type of bank, it's not all over the United States. Now, here's the thing about it: to open up to get the BBVA secured card, you have to have a savings account. You don't have to worry about having a DUNS number, but using your tax ID, and then you have to have at least a 500 deposit. And so what it is that 90% of whatever your savings account has in it, that would be your secured amount for your business credit card, okay? Moving on, here's the game changer that's really taken a toll for a lot of businesses. Again, I don't care if you have bad credit, but if you're averaging about $2,500 a month for at least 1 year, just $2,500 a month for at least 1 year, okay? This company, Capital One Tap, they will give you funding. As a matter of fact, one of my clients with a brand new company, the company wasn't even 6 months, and they gave him 20 G's. Again, because he did what I told him to do. He was making the weekly deposits. Granted, he was recycling the money, but he still did what I told him to do. And because he did those steps, they managed to give him 20,000. I forgot to put one on here is Business Health Group. Business Health Group, again, no credit check, and they will still help you get funding as well. So as you can see, you don't have to worry about a DUNS number or paydex score. These companies are not reflective of that. They're not tripping off a DUNS number. They're not tripping off a credit score. They're tripping off what type of activity you have in the business. That's what they're looking at. And if you actually can show that, hey, I'm actually doing real activity. Now, here's the thing about it. Some of these companies, um, if you're sole proprietor, they will not work with you. Okay, just keep that in mind. Like Capital on Tap, if you're sole proprietor, they won't work with you. You have to be an LLC, a S corp, a C corp. Okay, but sole proprietor they want. And again, if you are a sole proprietor and you're doing like DoorDash, Instacart, or something like that, and you need your company set up, then click the link and schedule a consultation with me immediately. And the reason is because if you want your company to be at least 1 years old by January 1st, then you should set the company up now as well. Okay, so again, this company, Capital on Tap, they're giving money out to businesses that are actually showing proof that they're generating revenue. Okay, so it isn't that hard. Bank statements and proof of ID. They're not looking for a whole lot in order to help you qualify for business funding. Now, if you have a question again about building your business credit, getting access to business funding, click the link in the description or go to Three Way Funding or HoustonMcMiller.net. Thank you.